Okay, y'all, I haven't been on YouTube in forever. And, I keep thinking of how to set up the right format and how to present in the right way to be as professional as possible, even though I don't believe in that word. Um, but I just felt like at this point, I have something to say, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something that feels so formatted and formal. Um, My message is really simple. I just want to encourage people to embody and embrace your voice. Um, our uniqueness in this world is so special, especially because Black people, brown people, people who have been the most oppressed, are consistently being silenced, have been consistently being silenced, have been eradicated, have been assimilated. Um, and purely from people not understanding our greatness, understanding our value, and it's made us in turn not understand and value ourselves. And so, in the last newsletter that I shared on Black Remote She, which, if you're on this YouTube channel or you're watching this video, then in some way, shape, or form, you know who I am. Um, and I will do more videos in the future on sharing more about who I am in this platform that I've created, this platform that is solely ran by myself. And I think, especially in a world where Black and brown people are consistently under resourced and continue to build without financial support, without support in various forms, and yet we appreciate the few forms of support that we do get. And even within creating this platform that is focused on being community driven and centering care and centering allyship, which is an action. It's like Bell Hooks talking about love as an action. Allyship is not a term or a phrase that you can just throw on yourself. It's action. It's shown in action. It's shown in how you show up and how you support and how you resource people that do not have the privileges that you do. And I think within thinking about and being considerate to people that are oppressed, we have to be really intentional about reminding ourselves in every form that we are privileged, because there is privilege in so many ways that we have in this country in particular. And so when we're looking at people that are experiencing genocide and being massacred in other countries, and we may or may not feel like we have the words or we feel like we have the full understanding to fully process what's happening. These are things that's been happening for so long in so many countries to so many different types of people. And in the same way that in America, or what has been formed as America, has affected and systemically oppressed Black people and brown people in many forms, especially those of us who cannot pass in the same ways, either because of how we exist in our skin color, dark skinned people in particular, not being able to pass in any way, shape, or form because of their skin complexion, and our hair clearly being Afro textured and not entertaining or embodying European centric ways. We still have to remember the forms of privilege that we do have, from having a place to sleep, having access to food, having access to support in any way, shape, or form. And there are so many people struggling. It's really difficult to even picture the forms of privilege that we may have as Black and brown people in this country. And yet there are very clear ways in which we have that privilege that people in other countries can clearly see. And in the same way that we don't want white people to diminish our struggles and diminish our oppression to something that we, quote unquote, can be stronger or find ways to fix ourselves, we want to be able to show up for that way in people that are unable to show up for themselves in other countries as well. And so I don't have any spectacular thing that I wanted to say other than embrace and embody your voice. Don't be afraid to speak. It's something that I'm actively working on all the time, every day. It is continuously a journey, being able to embrace myself as I am in all the ways continues to help me grow in that. But I just want to encourage people to empower yourself and have the courage to believe that your voice matters. And when you find that using your voice causes people to react in a way that then affects you, that just shows that they weren't in alignment in the first place. And so people are in a position where using their voice has caused them to be reprimanded. It has caused them to lose jobs. And I think those are signs of places where, we have to call them out. We have to speak on who told us that us using our voice was too powerful or too outlandish or too much. I think in so many ways, even our own community does that to us sometimes, especially when you look at the intersections of Black people. Being non-binary and gender fluid and all the things myself, I definitely know that it hasn't just been white people to oppress me. And with that said, in the same ways in which I don't allow that to happen to me anymore from people who look like me or who exist in the same ancestry as me, I want to make sure that I can stand up for that way in other people too, and whatever way I can, including just being able to use my voice that I know has power, that I know has value, and yet I've allowed the world to keep me silent and keep me quiet because of my own traumas and my own experiences. And I think we're all dealing with that. But I believe in liberation, and I believe that liberation is possible for the collective. And for us to truly be liberated, we have to continue to use our voices. We have to find moments that could silence us to make us speak louder. And so I just wanted to make this video because it was really heavy on my heart. And as I'm coming up to the last newsletter of the year, which this will probably be shared in, before going into my full planning season for Black Remote She to prepare for the next year, and embodying rest and honoring myself and my own solitude as I prepare for the next year as a solo founder, I just wanted to make sure that I could use my voice in this way before I sign off, so to speak. So if you appreciated this video, if it was helpful for you in any way, I would love for you to comment down below with a sunflower, just to show that you felt seen, feel heard, feel empowered in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, that's all I have to say. There's no special outro, intro, or anything to this. This was pretty much the video. And so I'm gonna end it there, but I love y'all. I hope y'all feel loved. I hope you feel seen. I hope you feel supported. I'm just gonna throw out a couple of things. If you are looking for resources in any way, shape, or form to support yourself in gender affirming spaces as Black and brown people, definitely check out the Resource Hub. I'll drop a link in the description box. If you're looking for a job that fits in alignment with who you are, check out our job board. I'll also have that link in the description box. And if you're experiencing being suppressed in a workplace in any way, shape, or form, or have experienced that in any way, shape, or form, either related to what's happening in the world or not, we have a partnership at Black Remote She with Inside Voices, which is a platform focused on capturing the experience of Black and brown people in the workplace and their employers' active or non-active experience with DEI. And so in short, I want to help keep workplaces transparent. That's why I have this platform, why I have this job board specifically on the platform. And so if you have an experience that you feel comfortable sharing anonymously, the platform is anonymous. I definitely encourage you to also use your voice in that way and speak on how you've been suppressed in some way, shape, or form so that other people don't have to end up in the same situation, so that we can collectively liberate ourselves and be in spaces that are continuously helping us to liberate ourselves and others. I appreciate y'all so much. If you aren't familiar with Black Remote She, please definitely check out the website. Look at our Why We Exist page, which will also be in the description box. And yeah, stay tuned for 2024 updates. I just want to continue to improve this work, improve this platform, and make it where I really am helping to liberate our communities as a whole, for the most oppressed and for those who can be supporting and helping change and restructure the system and how systemic oppression has affected us in this world. And yeah, I talk about that a lot in written form if you're in the newsletter or have followed me on LinkedIn in some way, shape, or form, which I'm not super active with. Social media is not my thing. But I want to try to use this medium more to share my voice more directly. I always feel like somebody can say it better, somebody can say it more precise, more educated, etc. But I am continuing to reinforce that if I don't use my voice, and I can't encourage y'all to use your voices if I'm not using my own. So stay tuned for witnessing those changes as well. I appreciate y'all so much. Again, drop a sunflower below if you feel like this resonated with you in any way. I appreciate you, and I'll see y'all soon.